Hello, everyone. Oh, if I could get everything working great, that would be fantastic. Sometimes it's just user error, but I'm so glad that you guys are here and
Recording in progress.
you get to hear all about the amazing tutors that are joining us today. You're going to get to learn a little bit about who they are. They're members of our Insider Secrets Club. You're also going to get a link to be able to learn a little bit more if you're interested about the Insider Secrets Club and see if it's a good fit for you as well. So we'll be right back and you'll get to learn a little bit more about who each of these tutors are. Welcome back, you guys. So, like I said, we've got some amazing tutors here that are here to share a little bit more about their journey, who they are, what they do. We're going to get started with the amazing Esme Lozano, who's going to share with us a little bit more about her tutoring business and what tutoring is like for her. So, tell us a little bit more about you, Esme.
Well, my business name is Best Online Reading Tutor, and I've been tutoring for 20 plus years, but moved online, of course, with everybody else. Before that, I was driving 15 hours to meet with clients on a weekly basis, and then just started binge watching YouTube so that I could learn how to work online. So here I am. I think it's almost 3 years, isn't it, since
Yeah.
March? And still sustaining my business, working part time to make full time hours. I love that. I love the convenience. My life totally has changed because of it. So I'm glad to be here.
Oh, so glad to have you. We both have that reading passion. I absolutely love being able to teach reading as well online to my students. And we also have here Beth, who is a Spanish tutor. Beth, tell us a little bit about who you are and your tutoring business.
Hey everybody, so glad to be here. So yeah, I'm Beth. I'm from Ohio. I tutor Spanish, mostly for high school students recently, but I go K through 12, actually pre-K through 12. And I absolutely love it. I've been doing it, yeah, for about 3 years now, as well, online, and I started on online. I do a little bit in person, but I started tutoring really right around the same time as I found this community. I tried to make a go of it before I found this community, but it didn't work out at all. So I'm so grateful for this community and everything that I've learned and all of the support I've gotten along the way, because I would
Aw.
not be where I am today without them at all. And without Joanne. So yeah,
Yeah, and
that's
Esme and Beth have both joined my team as well. Esme is an Instagram coach inside of our community, and Beth is our lovely virtual assistant who helps everybody out inside of the community find out where they need to be, when they need to be there, answer questions. She's just so amazing. She is my right hand woman. I don't know what I would do without her, so I really
She's our
appreciate everything.
GPS. She's our GPS. She is, literally.
I love it. I love it. And we've got Darcy in the house as well. Darcy, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Darcy Ziegler, and my tutoring business is called Defeating Dyslexia with Darcy. So I work with kids that really struggle to learn to read, and I really love it. I love that job, and 2 years ago is when I started doing this, and I was trying to decide if I could find a job in a school or, I liked this idea better. I like working one on one with kids, and I like doing what I want to do instead of what the school wants me to do. And so I really wanted to do a tutoring business. And when I saw Joanne on YouTube saying you could do it online, I thought, I love that idea because I live in a really small community and I don't think there'd be enough people where I live to support my business. So
Yeah.
I thought, yeah, let me try doing this online. So I've been doing it for 2 years now, and it's slowly but surely grown, and I expect it to still grow a little bit, and I love doing it.
Oh, yay, love it. Yeah, the projections are on your side too. It's gonna keep growing and
Yeah.
growing and growing. Yeah, so, more and more kids, need us, especially because of the pandemic. Lots of them are still, struggling with that whole reading process, and, it's, a blessing and a curse at the same time. Like, yes, we wish that they didn't need us, but they do need us, so here we are, right? And they can
Yeah.
find us online. How many of you guys have students that are from a different time zone than you? Oh, every single one of you. Awesome. What time zones do you work, with, Esme?
West West Coast and East Coast and Central Time, of course, that's where I'm at.
Mhm.
And so yeah, those are my time zones. And it's grown. It started just with the Florida side and New York, and then now I have California.
Oh,
So
nice.
it's nice. It's nice to take advantage of those the times that others wouldn't take, especially with the East Coast for me. The 3 o'clock never was taken with by Central Time.
Right.
So now I can fill that time and it increases my income. So yeah, I got really happy about that.
That's, what time zones are you working with?
Right now, currently just Mountain Standard Time, if I think about it. Yeah. But I've worked with in the past Pacific Standard Time over there on the west coast of the US, Central Standard Time, and I think that's it. I haven't really branched out of the US quite yet, but I'm that's my next goal.
But you have branched
So
out of your zip code, and I think that's huge, and I don't think that that's, something that we can just, like, kinda, like, slip by and be like, "Yeah, it's totally" no, like, you're doing it. It makes the
yeah.
world so much easier for us when we do have those different time zones to be able to work with, because then you don't have to work so late into the evening, and you can
I
still be
I
getting that
remember
income.
I remember you saying that we would be able to do that, and I thought, sure we will.
You didn't believe me, did you?
I didn't believe you at all. And now I'm like, oh, I need some more West Coast. I need some more, East
Yep.
Coast. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And oh, sorry.
No, I was gonna say, and
Um,
that's a beautiful part about, like, networking with tutors from different areas because, we have a lot of people from, like, California inside of our community. We have a lot of people from New York inside of our community, right? And so, we can actually help each other out when it comes to that because we might not necessarily get somebody from New York finding us, but if we have a tutor from New York who they're booked solid and they're like, "Hey, I know another tutor who actually can squeeze you into their schedule. Would you want me to introduce you?" That
Uh-huh.
makes a huge difference.
I have
so
someone, excuse me, I have a tutor who she's also a dyslexia tutor, and she only likes to teach them to read and exit them. And so she's decided that's all I want to do. She doesn't want to keep them for anything else. So she said, Esme, she had seen me on a YouTube live with you, and
Mhm.
that's how we met. And she hired me for a power hour and all that. And then later she sent like 3 students, and I could only take 2. So they were for writing, and I was able to pass on that other student to another tutor. So the
Yeah.
amount of networking, and that was my first West Coast student as a result of another tutor referring them to me. So
Yeah.
it does happen.
It does. It really
and
does. Yeah, Beth.
all, all of uh all of my I think um almost all or all of my out of my time zone people students have been referrals as well, which is just a huge blessing.
And I think the
So
important thing there too though is for people to understand like what kind of referrals. They're not a lot of them while you have great tutoring, some of them may come from your own students, but the referral that we're talking about is referrals from other tutors, right? And I think this is like an
100%. Yeah.
ignored I think it's kind of like an ignored strategy out there. Like you don't hear about this strategy if you're watching like regular stuff. People are like, put your money in Facebook ads and Google ads and create your website and create content. And yes, you can do all of those things and they're great. And we can use social media. We can use all of these great resources. But the one that's not talked about as much is other tutors networking with each other. That's like the dark horse, right? And um, but you start coming on into a community like this and you build these relationships with other people, amazing things happen because of it. So
Yes.
that's awesome. Darcy, what time zones do you have the opportunity to work with?
Um, Eastern, Central, and Mountain. And I'm in Mountain time, so most of mine are in Mountain, but my first one was in Eastern time. So he took 2 o'clock, and I love that because I
Yes.
have, yeah.
Yeah.
So he comes at 2, and I want some more. He used to come, he's been my first student, so he's been coming for more than 2 years. And at first, he came 3 times a week at 2 o'clock.
Uh-huh.
And now he only comes once a week. He's up to grade level now. So, and he only comes once a week. And I need some more Eastern people to, to fill out my 2 o'clocks the rest of the
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
Well, well,
Awesome. And yeah, keep
Yeah.
connecting, keep coming on in. So we now have a new networking call that is happening inside of the Insiders. It's on Wednesdays. It is at 11 o'clock a.m. And we're adding other times as well. So all the different time zones have an opportunity to come and network, and people can join all of them if they want to. So definitely come and join us. You'll be learning more about some of those extra times that are being added in throughout the month so that you have that opportunity to meet people from the different time zones. And I think that's the coolest part about it. And yesterday's networking call went so fabulous inside
mhm.
of there, and we had one tutor who was able to find out about a company that does exactly what she's looking for, and they help their she's an ESL tutor, and she was looking for other companies and that kind of stuff that can help. And another person had gone through that process. So she's like, oh, IBM does that. Let me see what I can do to help you out there. And then another one was, it was just amazing. The networking and everything that happened yesterday was just off the charts. Awesome. Well, let's talk about what was your business like before you started in the Insiders Club. I know, Esme, you started sharing a little bit about your experience and how you were watching every video online to start running your business. Tell us a little bit more.
Okay, so I had been, like I said, I had been tutoring for 20 plus years, and then I was tutoring in person, and I was driving to people's homes, and I had one student that I met with through Skype, because I just couldn't meet the demand because of the drive. It was robbing
Yeah.
me of 15 hours. So that
Mm.
was my experience before. When March came, I moved. Well, I had no one. Let's not say I moved online. I was like everybody else. Everybody was frantic, didn't know what was going to go on until the school settled down and started doing online. I gave my parents as much time as I needed to kind of settle into what was going on. And my first goal was to move everybody online. That was the first shift. I was able to do most of that, but also I bumped into you on YouTube. So I started to binge watch everything you had, and I started to, from scripts to onboarding, I mean, all kinds of things that you had on your YouTube channel, and I just started putting them to practice, and I started getting wins because of it. And
Mm.
I started raising my prices. This is unthinkable if you think about where everybody was thinking they were going to have to lower their rates. People were saying things like, well, you're going to be online now, so you should charge less. I am so thankful that I stumbled upon your YouTube because I did not do that. In fact, I scaled up and scaled up to an amount I would have never thought of charging back then when I was tutoring in person and driving to their homes. And so I binge watched. I started to trust you and like you and realized that you were giving me wins, and that when I heard about Jumpstart, I thought, oh my gosh, I would love that. And that's where I jumped into the community, and everything happened. It happened so fast that I was having a hard time keeping up with Jumpstart.
Yeah.
So it was the it was the accountability group that was holding me, like, finish what you need to do, go do your assignments. Let's just say I didn't finish Tutorpreneur or anything, okay? I just finished with a lot of clients and a lot of income, so I
Yeah.
can't complain. I can't complain. And I did, and so I realized, okay, so at that point I'm thinking half of my students are moved from in person to online. And then I thought, am I going to be able to sustain this, like get clients that are not just here for my support during this period? And I just put everything to practice, everything you said, everything we learned, and it started happening. Those people I didn't know started to appear online, and they started to hire me. And then it became beyond that period, that season in the world. It became students now that wanted to come because of the time that was missed. They didn't learn how to read, right? So now they were
Mhm.
struggling. They were going to first grade, some were going to second grade. And so that was kind of the first wave of students that I got. They didn't learn to read. That was it. They didn't learn to read. And so that's really where I came, where I was. And now we're almost 3 years later, just kind of like Beth, I have sustained my business. I have increased my income. I can't say enough. I wish this to for everyone,
Yeah.
that they can have a full-time income, work 15 to 20 hours a week. And then other possibilities will grow from that as well. I get to coach for the community as well.
Mhm.
And I'm growing my own Instagram things to help other tutors. And so I'm, I'm so grateful to you. I'm grateful that you put yourself out there, and that I didn't. I signed up for the Insider Secret Club because I know that's the topic. Um, because after I came out of Jumpstart, it was quiet.
Yeah.
There was a lull and a loneliness that kind of creeped in. And so I signed up, but I only trusted myself to sign up on a monthly basis. I'll share later what happens, but I only started on a monthly, what is it, month to month
Mhm.
membership. And so, yeah, that's where I was at. I was just, the big question was, can I sustain this business? So all I did was do the next thing. I didn't think 3 years later, I thought, like, just do the next thing, get it done, keep putting things down the pipe. It's going to pay off. And I kept seeing it. The things that I had worked on 3 months before were paying off that 1 month, and then it's so and so forth. So as long as I was doing the things that were going to create income, I think the best advice that I got at that point was, how many students do you want? And if you only have 5 students and you want to work 20 hours, then those other 10 or 15 hours you need to dedicate to doing people time. Well, people
Mhm.
time was online time, email, social, blogging, all those things.
Mhm.
So that was my beginning. That's where I started. And if I can do it, anyone can do this. With support. With support, because I never wanted to go back to driving around in my car after school by myself with no one to talk to.
Yeah.
Not a place I want to be
Yeah,
in.
it's if you're doing that right now, know that, like, we all respect that because a lot of us started that way, but we no longer have
Yes,
to do it that way. Just because we've always done it that way doesn't mean that's the way it always has to be done. It is definitely a better business model to begin to move online, and you will start figuring out how to teach online, more and more as time goes on, but yeah, it's been incredible. But share a little bit about where you were at when you got started, right before you joined the Insider Secrets Club. What did your business look like?
So for me, I mentioned a little bit that my business was pretty much non-existent. I was trying to make a go of it, but it was not working at all. I had, I had gotten maybe one, two, three clients. You know, the timeline gets a little bit fuzzy the farther back you go with that. But not nearly enough to sustain anything. And also I was way and Joanne knows this story well because she's heard me tell it a million times now. But I was way undervaluing myself. I was not confident in my services. I was not charging nearly what I am today, and I was yeah, not confident enough to raise my prices. And um yeah, I didn't know that there was that there was this whole community of tutors that were actually making, businesses out of this and all of that kind of stuff. And I also, I'll just briefly share a little bit about this. I had some major health setbacks at the time. And so I was like, okay, my life had kind of taken a curve. And so it's like, what is my life going to look like now? What do I want to do with my life? And so, and what career will give me the flexibility that I need to have? And then I discovered your YouTube channel. I think I actually found you through a webinar first. Um
Mhm.
yeah, a webinar that you had in the early days. And yeah, I was like, wait, I could do this full time. That would be so cool. So yeah, so then I joined the Insider Secrets Club. There wasn't Jumpstart back then. And so joined the Insider Secrets Club, started learning everything I possibly could, started coming to all the calls. Um and yeah, I raised my prices pretty quickly after that. And also you helped me not only raise my prices but be confident in um charging what I'm worth and selling myself and selling my services and really closing those sales,
Mhm.
and not doing it in a way that felt bad. Like, no, you don't have to have a hard sale to, you know, have a tutoring business, which is really wonderful.
Mhm.
So
Is the
yeah,
easiest
so
business to sell your services to, guys.
it
I mean,
really is.
I've tried so many different things, and I'm just like, "Oh, I can't believe how easy this is and how amazing it is,"
Yeah,
and that I get to work with these kids that I love being able to work with, and you do too because
yeah.
of a result of that.
And also, another thing that I discovered along the way is that, so um when I found you, I was still very much in the mindset of, okay, I need to tutor or offer everything that I can possibly tutor, because that's the only way I can get enough students. Um, but you taught me how to niche down. You taught me that niching down is the way to make yourself stand out amongst all the other tutors, and how to make an effective website. And now I am working with students that I love to work with. Sorry, I'm just gonna get emotional again. Jeez. Yikes. But I love to work with every single day, and it makes me so happy to see them succeed. And um it's just, it's what I love doing because it's my ideal client that I work with every single day.
Mhm.
So I'll
Mhm.
stop there before I start crying. But
Don't make us cry.
And you had tried the whole Facebook, Google Ads, even though you didn't really have a lot of background in marketing, and it
yes.
didn't work out
Oh,
so good for you. So,
no.
big lesson learned there. If you don't have experience in marketing, that's probably not the place to start. It sounds like it's beautiful,
Yes.
like magical way to be able to get students. But if you don't know anything about marketing, it's easy to create an ad, but it's not easy to get it to convert. And so I think that's like the biggest piece there. And, as time has gone on and the years have gone on, people are struggling even more and more and more with the Facebook ads and Google ads. So, not a strategy that we like to put in there because that's costly for us, and that takes off the big chunk of money that we're able to make off the tutoring, and it doesn't make it worth it. We've got Darcy here as well. Darcy, what was it like right before you joined the Insiders?
Well, I would like to say, just like Beth was talking about, like you were talking about with Beth, that she tried Google ads and Facebook ads. And so when I first just thought maybe I'll do this, I did some Facebook ads. And I took a class. I was clueless. I didn't know anything. I didn't even have Facebook as a person, like before this, I didn't do Facebook. So I thought I'll do an ad. And so it took me a a lot. I had to watch. It was a class that I took on it where you watch and then you do this stuff. But it's pre-recorded and everything. So nobody is there for you to ask a question if you get stuck or anything.
Mhm.
And I'm sure it was really easy, but of course I was stuck and it took me a long time to figure this out. And so one of the reasons why I joined the Insider Secrets Club and everything is because there was a weekly question and answer thing, and it was a person to talk to, not something. I mean, that was the thing that sold me. I was like, okay, I am coming whether I have a question or not, because I I want a person to talk to, not
Mhm.
just, like a video to watch. I mean, a video
Yeah.
is many things, but you can still get stuck
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you're
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that's actually something that I'm building on into our networking call is because we have all these different tables that people can choose to sit at and get to meet different tutors. There's going to be a table where I'm there where people can still ask questions. So the question
so
answer call
good.
is being morphed right on into that networking call so that people have that opportunity to not only meet some other tutors, but then also if they feel like they need support or they're stuck with something, they can come and they can still ask questions and that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. So yeah, that
And
is not going to go away.
okay. And now that, I mean, I sometimes it's like technical things. You might need to hire somebody to one-on-one work with you and share your screen and do all that stuff. Now that I'm making some money, I feel like I feel more like doing that.
Mhm.
But it's nice to have people to talk to. And I even like it better than, I know there's the Facebook group and you can ask questions, and that's
Yeah,
good too, because it's
yeah,
all related. But I really like being able to talk to somebody. And
yeah,
um yeah, so
yeah,
that was
absolutely.
big
Did
reason,
either
because I did jumpstart, and I got some students and everything, and I thought, hey, is the insider is secret? I mean, I don't know, I can already be in this other, the Facebook group and all that stuff. That was the thing. I was like, I want, I think it's good that. And I also thought about the fact that there's classes, and I thought, I'm probably going to want to I want to continue to learn and grow.
Mhm.
So there's probably going to be, over the long run, it's probably cheaper for me to just join,
Oh, that's
than,
the lesson I learned.
yes.
Yeah, I learned that lesson because well, first of all, I did think the Insider Secret Club name was very like exclusive. I was like, I want to be part of that secret club. So I do want to say that was persuasive for me. And like you're saying, Darcy, you just don't want to stop because you've made so many gains. You don't want to go backwards. You want to go forward. And like I said, I signed up for the monthly access. And I don't know. At first, you're like, okay, well, how long will Joanne be around? If I did the lifetime. So now I would
Guys,
say,
I'm pretty young still. Come on. Come on.
so I met Joanne. I met Joanne in Florida. I met Robert too, and the Calculus King. And I met them both, and I found Joanne to be authentic. She's no different than how you see her online. She's exactly the same. Truly invested in helping tutors, children. It was a no-brainer. I'm like, can I still sign up for the lifetime membership, even though I had already paid on a monthly. I don't know how long I had been doing that, but to me, it was still going to be a win to do that. So I went ahead and signed up for the lifetime. I wish I had signed up, as soon as I came out of Jumpstart. I wasn't really familiar with all this online way of doing things and lifetime memberships, and so I just didn't really understand it. But I do want to say that after, 3 years, I've taken courses outside of our community only to find out that it was there all along in Kajabi. If I had just looked in there, Joanne had already trained, done a course training, and that at the end of the day, it's all in there. So I have found it to be so helpful, and she's so thorough and she's so ahead of it. Like, Clubhouse came on, she was on it, she wrote a book. I mean, it's just the way Joanne is, now she's podcasting. I was working towards, like, I just caught on to Clubhouse. I've been able to, do, I think, 25 plus talks. And I want to say that this is thanks to the networking and collaboration that grows out of meeting people in the Insiders Club through the masterminds. So, like Daniela, and she is the accelerated tutoring, and she has been with me like practically almost every Saturday, showing up for Clubhouse. We're talking to each other. We don't always have a big audience or an audience at all, but the collaboration that has grown with her and Karen Rose, who is a tutor's wife that I met through the training, because she's the one that was taking the training. Those friendships have strengthened. They've been there for me. I've been able to use our Clubhouse talks to create content for my Instagram. So it has served me so much. And I've just, oh, I just love it. A lot of times people will say, and they have said to me, let's just start our own little mastermind over here. We won't charge, you know. And I can tell you that it doesn't work because people's lives change. And while they might say that they're going to be consistent, they won't be. Even sometimes when people pay, they can't be consistent because they're tutoring, but they can always go listen, to Joanne's training, and follow our Facebook pages where we share a lot about Instagram or blogging or what am I missing, video. So I just want to say that if you're thinking, oh, I could do this on my own because I met some people in Jumpstart and we can just do it on our own, it doesn't work for those reasons. You're missing out on, I made a list of things. I'm going to look right at it because I'm like, you're missing out on the weekly, being together on a weekly basis. We've developed relationships, friendships where we check on each other. We'll, send a quick DM with a question. We have a Facebook page. We encourage each other to raise prices. Not me so much anymore, right? But I'm encouraging others. It's time to raise your prices. We nudge each other to get on video, to write better copy for different platforms. We refer clients. I already mentioned, the one tutor who's referred a lot of clients from California. Collaboration. There's so much that happens through the masterminds within the Insiders Club, and that it's there for you to take advantage of it when you want to and when you need it.
Yeah.
Because there are people that won't come for a long time, but they're like, I had someone that showed up and said, Esme, I had a day off from school and I realized it was same day as your mastermind. I'm here. I said, you can come at any time. Like, there is no like sequence where you're like, oh, you can't come in. You can come in. And she was like, I loved it, and she's trying to, retire from public school teaching to teach online. And we've been able, how far does the collaboration go? She said, Esme, if you'll help me with Instagram, get my Instagram up, I will tutor your child in chemistry with, so we'll barter. I mean, this is how far the networking can go. And if we just put ourselves out there, and it's for everybody. I have a list. If you need flexibility, if you work from home, if you care for an elderly parent, if you're caring for young children, tutors who teach full time and then they do a side hustle, time zones, retired teacher, non-tech savvy. I have spent weeks and weeks trying to just tell people how to like find stories or reels. We do it. Joanne's such a great example of teaching us to have patience and to understand that we're all in different places.
Hmm.
Introverts, extroverts, people who turn on their camera, people who don't turn on their camera. It's the Insiders Club is there for everyone who's willing to take advantage of it. And like I say, you can take advantage of the courses, you can take advantage of the masterminds. Now we have this networking new platform. And Joanne, so I don't know how you do it, Joanne. I honestly, how you get ahead of it.
Either.
She gets ahead of it. I think I'm 10 steps ahead and she's already gone. Like I just see her smoke left behind. And so in the Insiders Club, you're going to get that from Joanne, that she's looking at, she's willing to, like, you're not stuck on it's this way only.
Hmm.
You know, you're willing to go, hey, maybe this is what we need. Like you're talking about the networking and how much
Yeah.
value came out of that. That was in there when I started, on the Insiders Club, but it is there now. And
Hmm.
so it's exciting to be part of the community. And I've had when I've done many courses, they'll have like instant, Facebook pages for their community, and it's never like this. I don't
No.
feel I don't feel like I can speak up or be ignorant. Yeah, it's like, oh no. So
Well, and here's the
I
thing, there's so many people that they just wanna create that course that's gonna just bring in, that extra income for them, and that isn't my goal at all. Like, I have a completely different goal. It's let's bring tutors from all over the world to connect together, to collaborate together, to network together, and to learn and grow together as we build our businesses, right? It's a completely different experience when you join a community versus joining a course, and I think that's the big piece of it, and we are a community of tutors. I mean, somebody says that they're an insider, like, "Oh, you're in the insiders. We haven't had a chance to meet yet. I'm so glad that I get to meet you," or, those kinds of things, which are really, really great. So for someone who is, like, they're on the fence and they're like, "Oh, I just don't know, like, should I join insiders? Shouldn't I join insiders?" Um, what are some of the things that you would say to them?
Well, if you're looking at it from an investment standpoint, as far as it is an investment, a monthly investment, like I said, I've taken courses outside of our community and you've given trainings on those same courses. That in itself is a big savings. You are going to train us in things that we haven't even thought we need to learn about.
Mhm.
So I think keeping us innovative, keeping us someone's doing the research for you. Someone's looking ahead for you because we're down, daily grind. We're doing our tutoring, we're caught up in it. And then when we have free time, we're doing family life. And so to have someone that is, looking out for opportunities and things and, it there's I can't say enough about how far your money is going. Even if you take advantage of one slice of what Insiders Club offers for the masterminds, for instance. I mean, I'm seeing people charge for power hours,
Thousands. Thousands of
you know,
dollars for these
thousands
masterminds,
of
right?
dollars. And here
Yeah.
we're sitting waiting for you to come and ask questions. And, we're sitting here
What
and
I
waiting
love.
for our members to come in. So some people can totally take advantage of that and use that slice. Maybe that's what, like Darcy says, she needs that interaction and that talk. And I find that it's a soundboard that we leave and Audrey is in our community, and she had taken some power hours with me for Instagram and all this. And one thing that I noticed, I was like, Audrey, your handwriting, what you're doing with the kids and the reading and handwriting, I don't hear a lot of people doing that and talking about it like that's your superpower. And just from saying that to her, she's grown it. She has her Teachers Pay Teacher product. As a result, she's talking about it. She's excited. And that was from just having a discussion with each other, just meeting as a mastermind and noticing certain things, superpowers that people have, or things that they do that they don't know that that's extra. Like you bring the extra. And so
Yeah.
sometimes, right? And sometimes
We're not
people
like,
think,
"Oh,
well,
you have to buy this course in order to," right?
yeah, it's not about selling them a course. It's about you see, you're a soundboard for each other. I get ideas like they'll tell me like, Esme, you really should be doing this now, and if you did this, then you maybe should write an ebook, and maybe, and I'm like I get excited too. It's I don't go at it like I'm the coach. It's we're all getting something from it. That's what I love about coaching the masterminds under the Insider Secret Club, is that it motivates me to do what I say they should do, right? And it keeps me accountable as you know, and people like I say come at different times and they take what they need and
Mhm.
they move on, and it's okay. Like, I'm not offended by it if they're not there all the time. You
Yeah.
go when you can go. And the goal is to get students. So if you got a student instead of meeting with me, oh well.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
exactly,
okay.
exactly.
That's okay. Yes.
I
Yes.
had a guy who just recently reached out to me on Messenger because I shared a link, and that link is in the description, you guys, on how to create content so you can get students from different time zones. But I had shared like the link out to people so that they could get this free training. And he messaged me back and he said, you know, um, I will not invest any of my time into training until you give me 2 students every single week, and then I'll think about it. And I thought,
What?
that is a very awkward response. How about you listen to my videos on YouTube that are free, learn how to get those 2 students a week, and then we can talk about you joining our community about, like, being able to continue the ongoing learning. But I just thought that's so interesting. Sometimes we have this, like, I just want to be given everything, and
Yeah.
this community is about being very giving. Like, if that's what you're looking
Yeah.
for, you're gonna find it in this community, but you have to do it in an authentic manner. Like, be who you are, and don't just be like, "Gimme, gimme, gimme," because that just doesn't sit well with anybody, and I'm so glad that we can escape all of that inside of this community. We don't have anybody inside of this group that has that attitude. That is like, "Esme, you give me students," or, "Darcy, you give me students," okay?
Or
Nobody is
I'm
Yeah,
like that.
here.
But
I do feel
instead
like we learn so much there's so much to learn from other people. And as
yes.
we go to the
Mhm.
masterminds, there's so much to learn. And I don't think I've been to Esme's mastermind, but weren't you the coach when I did
I think we
the
did some
jump
power hours. I know we did
and
power
I did a
hours.
power hour.
And I think
And
I was your coach. I was your coach, I think, during Jumpstart. Oh my,
yeah,
so
and
many.
then I did a power hour. And then she starts following me on Instagram, giving me all kinds of tips, even though I hadn't been to the Instagram you know,
Yeah, I'm like, Darcy, do this next.
yeah,
Yay, way to go.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So, even though I wasn't even in her Instagram mastermind, she was still looking out for me.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes, and that's the
Yeah.
thing, like, it's not about, like, what can I get out of this? It's about how can I be of service, and, we just really, like, out of the sincerity of our hearts, really like to help people. Like, when people share, like, what is the biggest goal that you're trying to achieve right now, and if somebody else can help with that, they're, like, raising their hand and be like, "Oh, I can help you with that. I can introduce you to this person. I can help you achieve that. I can help you do that." And it's not like, "Please give me your credit card and then I will help you." Like, you don't have those kinds of people inside of our community. There are other communities where that happens though, where like people will
Oh
reach out
yeah.
to you like, "Oh, I see you want to get on podcasts. Awesome. Let's get on a call." And then you get on a call with them and they're like, "So that'll be this much money for, me to continue to coach you." And you're like, "Wait a minute. I thought you just wanted to help. Like I didn't realize this was going to be that kind of a call." And they're caught off
Right.
guard.
Yeah, there's never a give. Like, I feel like when you do give and you do care, sure, you're going to be rewarded. Maybe that not by that person, by someone else who needs your services. I feel that way about coaching. I just think, gosh, it's that one little thing they need. Like, I can just say it to them. I can
Yeah.
just say it to them. I've, um, and it's because that's the kind of community that we're in. So I've learned that you have to give a lot. You have to give a lot, because when you give people the opportunity to try what you're giving, they're going to trust you more. They're going to say, oh wow, if she gave me that for free, imagine what it's like to be in her program or be coached by her.
Yeah.
But I'm not driven by that. I'm driven by the thing that, sometimes someone doesn't even know how to onboard, even though they've been through the program, they just can't get it. And you're
Mhm.
like, okay, this is the sequence, like just follow this sequence. So I feel like we're a very nice community. We're willing to share, we're kind. And if anyone is not kind, they don't hang around too long.
Yeah.
They don't like us.
No, they don't like us. They don't like us. The
They
unkind
don't
people
like
don't like
us.
us. They're too
They're like,
nice over there. Yeah. We don't
yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. No, what we get in Insiders Club is amazing, and it's not. I don't know if people are looking at prices out there, but you should. I
Yeah.
like to see when people give offers, I like to look in and creep in and go like, okay, what are they saying and what are they offering? And I like to because it reminds me that what we have is very good and it just gets better. It just gets
Yeah.
better.
Yeah. And I think one thing you need to think about is like, I thought, this is what I want to do. I'm not gonna, it's not like next year I'm gonna be done doing this. I decided I'm gonna do this, and if I'm gonna make it work, then I need to go all in, and I need to do trainings, and I need to meet people. I need to tell people that I'm doing this, and so if so a lifetime membership over um when I consider that I'm going to do this for the next 20 years is going to
Right.
be that it's not that much over 20 years.
No.
Oh, it's not.
I thought it was a lot right then, especially the first when I made I actually paid for 1 year, and then the next year I joined the lifetime.
Oh, okay.
So when that month I had been, um, I also had to pay for the second year of, I think there were several different programs like Canva and some other things on the same month. And I actually spent more than I made that month. And I was like, oh, my goodness.
What's going on?
But it was a one-time thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the beauty
Yes.
of it. That's the beauty
It,
of it.
we have to invest. We can't, expect. I think I think when you go into the Insiders Club, these are tutors who want to have a business. They're typically not just doing a side hustle, once a week or twice a week. They're like, and if
Yeah.
they are, they want to grow it to a full-time business. So I think the type of tutor is also different. They are committed because they're willing
Hmm.
to invest. It's like
Yeah.
when we used to tutor for free when we were just giving tutoring away. And
Right.
and those people wouldn't show up because it cost them nothing. And I think it has to cost. I mean, what Joanne is doing, she should be charging 5,000, I mean, honestly, because those are the going rates out there for what she provides for us. And along with Jumpstart, it is people don't understand um, the amount of time and hours that have been put in to create a program, to maintain a program, to sustain it. And so I just feel like the Insider Secret Club has a really cool name, first of all. We're exclusive. I remember someone asking me, "So you joined the Insider Secret Club?" And it sounded so like secretive. I was like, "Yes, what happens back there?" I had joined, but I still like wasn't, accessing everything. So I was like, "What goes on back there?"
I
Yeah.
had I
So,
had somebody tell me one time, if you're looking for something, all the time we're looking for 3 specific things. We're looking for something that is quality. A lot of times we're
uh,
looking for something that is cheap, and we're looking for something that gets results. Now, you can only choose 2 at a time. You cannot choose 3 all at the same time. You won't get it. So, if you have quality and it's cheap, then it's not gonna get you results. Right?
mm,
If you're looking
mhm,
for something that's cheap and will get results, it's not gonna be quality.
mhm,
And if you're
mhm.
looking for something that is quality and gets results, it's not gonna be cheap.
That's right.
Well, that
And
So
makes sense.
and I find that people who don't want to invest are the ones that are writing things like a student told me last minute that they weren't going to show up and I want to get paid and my agreement says I should get paid, and they value the money that they're supposed to get for their services, but often want others to just give it for free all the time, and they're not willing to invest in their own business, but they want it. It's kind I always used to say that when we used to go to teacher conferences, the ill-behaved teachers were the really strict teachers. Like they wouldn't even let their children smile, like when they walked down in a line. But then we would go to a conference and they were like talking the whole time while the speaker was talking. And I was like, this is so ironic. And I think it's the same thing. I find a lot of people are really strict about, the agreement that they made with a parent, and they won't bend, they won't budge, and things like that. But then when it comes to investing in their business, they don't see the value of what that person has to give. And this has a lot of value. It's beyond what a person should give, Joanne. And you do it. You do it. And you do it because it's the love of learning as well. I know that there's an aspect of that. I think when I met you, I appreciated that you're also a tutor, that you tutor students.
Mhm.
I know you've pared down some, which makes natural sense, but that you still understand us, where we're coming from, and how sometimes we find ourselves in situations we shouldn't have gotten ourselves into or whatever. And so I think that that's the thing that kept me in the Insiders Club. It was knowing that you totally get us.
Mhm.
And it's not just someone from a lofty place who, you know, is speaking down to us and not doing it themselves. So
Yeah.
that's what they also get. They get a tutor, they get you as a coach, but they also get someone who has tutored and understands the relationship that you build with families,
Mhm.
along the years. And
Mhm.
that is valuable. That's something we all need to be reminded. And so definitely so worth it. So worth it to get into the Insiders Club. If you're able to make the investment for the lifetime membership, oh, that would be the ultimate. I wish again. I regret it. I think, didn't Robert and I sign up for the lifetime when we met you
So
in
Robert
Florida?
actually he decided to join the Jumpstart again. He was already a lifetime member because
That's right. Okay.
lifetime members get 50% off any product that they don't have, or any course that I create or any conference that I do. All of that stuff they get 50% off on. So
Okay.
Robert had decided, hey, I want to join the Jumpstart program again. And so he was joining because he was an insider already, he had already done Jumpstart. So he got 50% off for being that. But then because he was an insider, got an additional 50% off. He's like, "Do I get another 50 off that?" I'm like, "You sure do." And he's like, "What?" He's like,
So it
"No
was like
brainer, sign
20
me up."
here. So it was 75% off.
Pretty much, if that's the way percentages actually worked, but
Oh,
yes,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
yeah. It doesn't work out exactly that way, but yes, it was about that,
I
right?
understand.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, because yeah, that's something for me to think about. I think maybe someday I'll take Jump Start again. I don't know.
Well, and also I know Darcy, I see you show up for the Q&A like consistently, and I admire that. And showing I've had people contact me just because I was on a live with Joanne.
Mhm.
I've never heard of them. They're not really like part of our community, and they'll say, I saw you on YouTube with Joanne, or they're barely starting Jumpstart, or so there's a lot of weight that Joanne's name carries as far as if you hang with her, people want to hang with you. That's just the way it is. Just throwing that out there.
Oh, well, Darcy does. In fact, Darcy was featured as our best online tutor in the professional tutor directory, professional freelance tutor
Ooh.
directory.meeps. She was just featured. Her podcast is there. And so you can learn more about her
Yeah.
and her business. And
Yes.
and that is
I'm famous.
one of the perks that comes with being a member is you get inside of our directory, and inside of that directory that's shared with other parents, it's shared with other tutors, and and it's a way for us to easily connect with each other. Because one thing that I found frustrating when I was doing some online networking with people not in the tutoring community, just like other businesses and that kind of stuff, is people be like, "Oh, well, here's my Instagram," and I just think, "Oh, yeah, I'm on Instagram, but I'm not like super on Instagram, right?" Or they'd be like,
Okay.
"Here's my LinkedIn." I'd be like, "Oh, again, like, yeah, I'm on LinkedIn, but I'm not like super on LinkedIn. So if they send me a message, I may or may not see it." With this way, people can reach out to you the way that's convenient for them in all the places that you are without you having to be like, "I'm on Instagram, I'm on LinkedIn, here's my website, here's my all that." It's kind of like your business card that you can travel with online when you have your listing inside of there. So it's a really great tool to be able to utilize. And every single one of you has your very own link, which I know some of you don't even know. So if you click
Oh,
on your own profile and you click on that link, that will directly lead to you and um, your business and all the ways that people can contact you. So it's a really great way. It gives all of your
great.
information in one quick shot versus it being like an entire website that I got to read through, look through, and find the different links and all of that. It's really great because it's just that one like business card type thing that you can share with people. So great tool. So
Well,
glad. Thank
and
you guys for joining us
yeah,
today.
you're welcome. You're welcome. Enjoyed it.
Thanks.
So
Yeah.
glad to have you and chat with you. It's always great to connect with you, Esme and Darcy, and thanks, Beth. I know she's out there listening in the chat. We're so glad to have you. And next week we have something very interesting. We're going to be talking about next Thursday. We are going to be sharing about Black Friday deals that you need to look out for
Oh,
in your business a whole
okay.
month before they even come on out. All right. So it's like we're going to
Oh,
be sharing all of the tools that you need inside of your business that if you don't have them yet, put it on your Black Friday wish list so that you can get it at the
Ooh.
best deal possible. So that's what we're going to be talking about next
I know I'm
Thursday.
all ready for that. Nice.
And thanks again, you guys. Thanks for joining us,
you're
and we'll see you
welcome.
next week. Bye,
Okay.
you guys.